Hi, this is Josna. Welcome to Josh Tutorials. Today, we are going to learn about modern periodic table of elements and its brief history and how to remember it. Just have a look at this table. Oh my god, it is looking to be a lot more difficult to learn and to remember. So you all might have been thinking that why the table was not like this. Then it will be more easy to learn. Okay, now I will make it easy for you. Let us think of a supermarket or a medical shop. There, all varieties of chocolates are on one side, soaps on one side, cleaning materials on one side. Likewise, all these things are arranged in a particular order so that our selection will be easy. Likewise, even in chemistry, all the available elements have been classified on the basis of their properties. That's why the table took a different shape. Let's look at the brief history. In 1829, Johann Wolfgang Jovania observed similarities between elements. So he made groups of 3 elements in each known as triads with similar chemical properties, and also he tried to give a relationship between the properties of elements based on their atomic weights. After then, in 1865, John Newland, a British chemist, observed that when elements were arranged in ascending order of their atomic weights, they appeared to fall in 7 groups, each group containing similar chemical properties, and he proposed the law of octaves. As the notes of music, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, the law of octaves state when elements arranged in ascending order of their atomic weights, they fall into a pattern in which the property is repeated at regular intervals. Every 8th element property resembles to that of the starting element. Then in 1871, Dmitry Mendeleev periodic table published in Annalen der Chemie states that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic functions of their atomic weights. The 8 vertical columns in Mendeleev periodic table are termed as groups, and each group is divided into 2 subgroups A and B. Based on these arrangements, he predicted some elements were missing and left blanks for them to find in future. And he even named them as eka-boron, eka-aluminium, eka-silicon, and so on. And they were discovered later. And in 1913, Henry Gwyn Moseley found the more fundamental characteristics of an element is atomic number than its atomic weight, and he stated the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their electronic configuration of the atoms. And thereafter came our modern periodic table of elements, changing year by year with discovering new elements, reached up to its full form of 118 elements. This is just what you see right now. This is just the basic table which we use for learning modern periodic table. If you observe this table, there will be 7 rows which are horizontal from left to right. You may have also noticed that there are 2 extra lines at the bottom, but they are not 8 and 9, and I will talk about it later in this topic. The vertical columns from top to bottom are called groups. Groups are also called as families because they have same properties. For example, if you observe in a family from grandfather to a grandchild, they seem to have similar features or something intimate characters. Likewise, these groups also show similar properties, so are they called as families. Vertical columns are called as families, whereas horizontal rows are called as periods because they show periodicity in their properties, that is, properties recurring in regular intervals. Okay, look at this picture. You have certain periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Observe 6 and 7 closely. Due to its enlarged size, it has been cut and kept under bottom of the table. Look at these groups. The first group, which is vertical column, second group and so on up to we have 18 groups. This is the first group of family of the periodic table named as alkali metals from hydrogen to francium. Anyway, hydrogen is not a metal, non-metal. Alkali means plant ashes and these elements have one electron in their outermost orbit. The second group of family is alkaline earth metals, as they usually are derived from minerals found naturally in earth, from beryllium to radium, and these elements have 2 electrons in their outermost orbit. The 13th group is named as boron family, from boron to nihonium, and these elements have 3 electrons in their outermost orbit. And the 14th group is named as carbon family, ranging from carbon to flerovium, and these elements have 4 electrons in their outermost orbit. 15th group is named as nitrogen family, ranging from nitrogen to moscovium, and these elements have 5 electrons in their outermost orbit. 16th group is named as chalcogen family, as the elements in this group form ores with metals, and the group ranges from oxygen to livermorium, and these elements have 6 electrons in their outermost orbit. The 17th group is named as halogens. Halo means sea salt, as most of the elements in the group are obtained in nature from sea salt. They are called as halogens. This group ranges from fluorine to tennessine, and these elements have 7 electrons in their outermost orbit. The last 18th group, they are called as noble gases. These elements have 8 electrons in their outermost orbit, which is completely filled, and hence they are chemically inactive, also called as inert gases. Their electronic configurations form the basis for octet rule. To remember the first 2 groups and together termed as s block elements, as the electron enters the s orbit. From hydrogen to francium, you can observe single electron in lost orbit. From beryllium to radon, we observe 2 electrons in their lost orbit. And the last 6 groups, that is from 13 to 18, the electron enters into the p orbit. So they are termed as p block elements. In between s and p blocks, there exist 10 groups from 3 to 12, where the electron enters into the d orbit. So these elements are termed as d block elements, also called as transition metals, as they exhibit transition property in their metallic character. And the last two horizontal rows at the bottom of the table termed as F block elements or inner transition elements containing lanthanide series and actinide series. Now together with all the blocks in a table, to the left is S block elements, to the right P block elements, and in between D block elements, and to the bottom F block elements. S and P blocks are together called as representative elements, and the D block elements show transition in their metallic character in decreasing order. So they are termed as transition metals, and F block as inner transition elements with mostly radioactive elements. Now as you observe the gap between S and D blocks, there is F block elements. From 57 to 71 and 89 to 103. If they are placed between S and D, the table becomes so long in size, and in order to keep its simplicity, it has been cut and placed under the bottom of the table. Now you can understand that they are belonging to 6th and 7th periods only. Look at this modern periodic table, which was perfectly organized. That makes it easy for us to remember them along with their properties. One more interesting thing to remember, all yellow colored elements are metalloids and blue are non-metals, and the rest of red are metals. That's it for today, and in the next topic I will make sure to introduce how to write an electronic quantity.